This is another example from your 171 homework, 1.9, problem number 8. So now we're finding the midpoint of a line segment. So basically what's going on here is we know 2 points, and we're trying to find the point that would be in the middle of those 2 points. Okay, so like these are 2 points that are known, and we're trying to find the point that would be in the middle if we connected those with a line segment. Now the midpoint formula from your notes is just the average of the 2 x coordinates, comma, the average of the 2 y coordinates. Okay, we get a midpoint literally as a point, so we get an ordered pair, and the x and y coordinates literally are just the averages of the x and y coordinates of the 2 points given. Alright, now what we have to do for this one, and what makes this problem so difficult that some of you are having problems and ask about this one, is that you have to simplify this radical, and that's just something that people struggle with mathematically. So if I want to simplify the square root of 32, I have to find a perfect square that divides this, the biggest perfect square that divides this number. So your perfect squares, again, 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared. 1 squared is 1, we don't use it because 1 divides anything. 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, 6 squared is 36, and notice this number is bigger than this. So it's only going to be one of these 4 that would work. Now the biggest one of these 4 numbers that divides 32 is 16. 4 divides it also, but 16 divides it as well. So even though 4 divides it, we're going to use the biggest. And if I divide 32 by 16, I get 2. So we're going to write the 32 under that radical as 16 times 2, but we're allowed to split it up under 2 different radicals. And let me just show you on the calculator that does work. So I take the square root of 32, I get this decimal, and when I take the square root of 16, and I multiply by the square root of 2, since 16 times 2 is 32, I get the exact same decimal. Okay, as long as these 2 numbers multiply to the original number under the radical, you can do that. You can split it up. So the reason why we do that is because this is a perfect square, and the square root of 16 is 4, so it simplifies down, and we get a smaller number left in the radical. So 4 times the square root of 2 is the same thing as the square root of 32. Alright, so these are our 2 x coordinates, so I'm going to add these 2 together. 4 square roots of 2 plus the square root of 2 divided by 2. Alright, that's going to be the new x coordinate. And then the average of the y coordinates, if you see what's going to happen here, we get a positive 3 plus a negative 3, which is going to cancel, give me 0. Then divided by 2 will still be 0. So the y coordinate's easy. I'm just going to get 0 for the y coordinate. The x coordinate, 4 square root of 2 plus the square root of 2 is 5 square root of 2. Remember, there's just understood 1 here. So 4 of these plus 1 of these is 5 of these. So that's 5 square root of 2 over 2. And since this isn't an even number, I'm not going to reduce this. They don't cancel, so I'm just going to leave it. 5 square root of 2 over 2, comma 0. That's our midpoint. Alright, remember the square root of 32 we said was about 5.66 roughly. So 5 2/3 right here, comma 3. So 5 2/3, 5 2/3 would be right there, comma 3 would be roughly there. Alright, and then the square root of 2 is about 1.4. Negative 3 would be right about there. And if I connect those 2 with a line segment, right, I get this, and then if I estimate the midpoint, what point looks like it's about the middle of this line segment, it would be right about there. Okay, so there's 3, there's 4, it's a little bit beyond 3.5, okay, where it looks like it crosses the x-axis. And 5 times the square root of 2 divided by 2 is 3.53, like we said, a little bit beyond 3.5. Alright, so that's what we mean by it's the midpoint. I connected these 2 points. There's P1, there's P2. Right there, the number in the middle, or the point in the middle, is what we found it to be. Okay, you are expected to leave it like this and not write it as a decimal.